Hello.
Hi, friends. How is everyone doing tonight? Let us know. How are you two ladies doing tonight?
I feel like I'm low energy. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
It's a long
week
week.
for sure. Nothing bad happened. It was just like draining. Oof.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, it's like I have this build up to like vacation, and then like you got like oh, I'm just stuff to be here, and everything else seems like slow and lengthy.
Yeah, I hate in between like events or like so that sounds like ritzy, but you know, like things that you're gonna do in your life,
Right.
and then you're like waiting for each thing to happen.
Right.
That's where I feel like I'm at too. What are you guys reading right now? Anything good, or did you just finish Malibu Rising like I did?
I did just finish that, but I have been reading this, which I think did I make you read this, Zoe, for a video?
You did, but I didn't finish it, and I did want to though. I read like the first chapter. It's good.
It's cute. I really like it. It's like the perfect summer middle grade. It's adorable.
Oh, it looks so cute.
Yeah, the cover is adorable.
I'm not very far, but there is an audiobook for it as well. So, yeah.
Nice. I'll have to check that out because I did remember liking the first chapter. I was like, oh, this is going to be one of those like well-written, like good middle grades, you know?
Mm-hmm.
After like Malibu Rising, and I can't remember what I read before, but it was just like really intense. I was like, I need something just like light and easy. I don't have a lot of time to read right now, so I just want to like feel like I'm making progress when I do sit down and read.
Yeah,
it's been good.
Same.
Cute.
Yay. Yeah, I haven't picked up a book like since the summer we read and then Malibu Rising. Yeah, I just had been in like a pretty big slump. But I got this book recently because it's so cute, but it's it's a middle grade, and it's the Seance Tea Party. I don't know if you guys have seen this around.
That cover
Isn't
is
it
so
cute. Right? Like look how adorable they are.
Is it a graphic novel?
It is.
Yeah, okay.
It looks so good. Yeah. So I picked this puppy up because it just seemed like the perfect book to read during a slump sort of thing. So
yeah, I agree.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I'm like 3/4 of the way through Evelyn Hugo, and then I paused that so that I would finish reading Malibu Rising. So I'm in a Taylor Jenkins Reid like loophole right now.
Seriously. Oh my gosh. Not a bad place to be though. Her writing
is great.
Yeah.
Very good.
Beach Read.
Oh, Sense and Sensibility. I love Sense and Sensibility. So good. And Beach Read. Did you guys read Beach Read?
I didn't.
Oh my gosh, Zoe.
Really?
I don't really like for romance, but that's probably the only romance that I've really, really liked.
You read that recently, right? In Mexico?
No, I read that.
Oh, that
last
was
year.
Pain and Game or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
That one was just okay, but yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Craven Manor. I haven't heard of that one, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds like spooky.
Yeah, it does.
Giving me vampire vibes. I don't know why.
Games.
I have
Knives Out is so good.
Ooh.
Have you watched the movie Knives Out?
No.
Oh my gosh, Zoe.
Sorry.
It's
I'm
so
behind
good.
the times tonight. Okay.
So good. Oh my gosh.
Adding it to the list.
It's really good. The Hunting Wives. Oh, it's bad. Oh no.
Everybody like
sad.
Not like that.
Hi.
Hi,
Jan.
Oh. It's always good to see
Gothic.
You read that one, Liv, right?
I meant to like so many times. I kept putting it on TBR. I was like,
and eventually,
and I was like,
nice.
Yeah,
it's
Lock
a
and
great
Door's
one.
Great. Yeah.
So good.
Oh no! You're so close.
I'm reading that one soon. People Leave Me on Vacation.
Oh, that's the one you're gonna read. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks cute.
Oh, I really want to read that.
Oh, that one was it was tough.
Really?
That one, like, so just be careful.
Okay. I really liked her other one.
Hello. We have so many comments coming in. Sorry, guys. I'm really bad at
No,
this.
you're fine. No pressure. We're chill.
Oh,
This is
City of
awesome.
Girls.
Seen that around.
Yeah. Cool. Instructions for dancing. I haven't heard about a lot of these.
That already came out? I didn't know. I knew she was writing a new one, but I didn't know that one already came out. That's exciting. Or maybe you got an arc.
I
But I like her. I like her writing. Did it come out?
recently, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. If you like YA from time to time, I feel like she's a solid like YA.
Is she? Okay. I'll
Yeah.
have to remember that because I feel like I'm in the mood for YA sometimes and then I'll start reading it and I'm like, oh.
I really liked The Sun Is Also a Star. I thought that was a really good one. Everything was fun too for a YA. What'd you say, Liv?
I said I need to watch the movie to that one.
I know. I'm just not a movie person.
We know.
You know, something that I've been doing lately, this is like a little bit of a tangent, but I have been watching movies while working out, and I find that to be like very enjoyable.
That's interesting. Do you so you don't have any qualms then about like watching the movie, like stopping and then watching the rest of it the next day or something?
No,
or do you work out for like 2.5 hours?
No, I mean, to be
Does it take you that long sometimes?
Sometimes, because I don't want to be working out, and so I'll just be like watching, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be working out. But no, most of the time it'll go like halfway. It'll be like a halfway point.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's funny. I gotta try that then.
Yeah, I actually love it, so highly recommend.
Pro tip.
Right. Well, did we want to talk about our next book first, or did we want to talk about that at the end?
Sure.
Okay, so our next book is going to be The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, which I'm a big fan. I've only read one book of his, but I really like his writing, so very excited. We're going to be doing this September, what was it again? September 3rd,
right?
Friday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, at 7:00. So
guys,
we'll put like a reminder up and stuff. But
did you notice that there's like?
Yeah.
Oh, cool!
I didn't even know that.
Writing. He always has.
Yeah, me too.
I'm excited for this one. I think it's gonna.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a scary gnome in here. Okay.
A scary gnome?
Where?
I don't know. Oh, that's a fun. You can keep talking.
Oh my gosh, I love his Sorry, we're getting distracted, but I love his picture.
I just saw that too.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Oh my god, no. Oh my god.
He's like one of those guys that I feel like in real life I would be friends with, you know?
Yeah.
I love it.
Seems like fun.
Yeah, he does. And then
September 3rd.
Yeah, September 3rd at 7:00 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so same time as tonight. And then we will be doing again a live show in September, like the end of September, when these two lovely ladies come and visit me. So we haven't decided on the date on that, but when we find that out, we'll let you guys know like ASAP. But yeah
Excited.
Yay. I'm so excited for that, like for real.
It's gonna be so fun.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Just make sure I answered all the questions.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so let's kick off our Malibu Rising discussion now. And do you want to start with your ratings for this?
Sure.
Oh, your book cover is so pretty.
I know, isn't she gorgeous?
It's just so much prettier. I mean, this is really pretty too. But
What's the naked cover look like?
It's like bright blue. Okay, well, first of all, this is in the inside.
What?
Yeah, and then it's like bright blue. It's beautiful.
Dang, that like on screen it looks like green. It's so pretty.
Oh, it does it? It's like a robin's egg blue. Like it's bright blue, greenish. I don't know, but that's
We
a
all
little sad.
have different versions because I remember, Liv, you have like the opposite of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, this was a billion million stars out of
a billion
million. Yeah, it was a billion million. And I'm
I
so glad I got this cover.
Even though like I was only a part ways through it, like the conversations that this book had, I was like, this is gonna be a highly rated book for Zoe and I. Like, I already knew.
Yeah. I felt like, and we can go into it, but I liked it like in the middle. I liked it when he met June and they were on the beach, and like I was really like, I was like, oh, this is just so like, I feel like I'm there. Like, this is just so enjoyable. And then like, I mean, the ending is just what totally cinched it for me 100%. So yeah. What about y'all?
What about you, Liv? Liv.
Liv.
Like a 4, probably.
Okay.
We like it.
Yeah, there are some things I was like, but I really love the sibling dynamic, how they grew up together and how they changed and developed. And I thought, I don't know, her characters are usually like really unlikable, but I felt like these were more likable for me this time around.
Yeah.
I read for other books, and I don't know, something about these siblings. It's just, I don't know, it was totally different for me. So I'm still like a 3.5, 4 in between there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think mine would be a 4.5. But like teetering on a 5, I think. But yeah, 4.5 for me. Let's see what you guys rated it. We have a bunch of 5 stars, it looks like.
Well, that's
5. Got a 4.5.
That's really good, because I've been seeing a lot of people give this like a 3.
I thought people didn't like it. I thought it was like
on Goodreads, it has a 4.5, which is a really solid, I feel like.
Wow.
Rating.
Yeah.
So, yay! Look at all these.
Wow.
So many high ones. 3.5.
Yeah.
Feeling a 3. Okay, fair.
Yep.
Don't want to spoil it for you though, the ending.
Yeah.
I definitely want to hear like throughout the conversation, like any of you that rated it lower, like please give your opinion, because we were just talking about this before we went live actually, but we like love having just discussions about why you may have rated something differently. And sometimes we all end up rating it somewhat similar, and so it's like there's no discussion points, and I like that.
That's how, like, I feel like most of the time we have kind of like a range, but the past, like, I would say 3 books, we've had very similar ratings. So it makes it a little hard, because we end up like either hating it and like throwing it out the window, or like loving it.
Sanatorium.
So, it's hard to be like unbiased, because we know
it is.
Like or don't like, and maybe we like or don't like. So it's hard to just be like neutral sometimes.
Yeah.
So let's start with what was your favorite part of this book? Among all the reasons, like what? Okay, maybe this, because I feel like for me there's a bunch of reasons why I love this book. But what would be like your favorite moment of the book where you were like, oh my gosh, I love this?
I mean, I wish I feel like this is the obvious answer, and so I wish I could like think about it a little bit more, but like for hours. But like the ending, the conversation where they stood up to their father was, for me, it was everything. It was just so powerful. But I also love just the interwoven scenes with the siblings and how they grew up and they bonded.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, when Nina absolutely obliterated Mick. That's exactly like,
oh my gosh, she was amazing.
Go off, girl.
Yeah. I feel like she was kind of like, in my opinion, I feel like she was able to say the things that we always want to say to the people that hurt us. And I was like, yes, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
What was your favorite part, Liv?
I feel like what set it off to where I was like, okay, I really like this, was what Zoe said earlier when June and Mick meet. I don't know, because I just like trying to get used to the build up, and then that moment, like the beach, just I felt like I was there, and I was like, okay, I really like this, and I'm really invested, and I want to see like where it goes, how they end up with, 4 kids and like all of this stuff. So I feel like that was like the moment where I was like, okay, I like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved the ending was great. Yeah,
I agree. I think like besides that moment with Nina and her dad, I think one of the things I really liked was the 2 sisters dynamic, because I'm it's just me and my sister. I only have one sibling. And I loved the scene where is it Kit? I think Kit?
Mhm.
She was like wanting to get all pretty and dressed up for the
Yeah.
party, and Nina was helping her, and they were having like this inner monologue of things that they love about each other, but they weren't like speaking it aloud. And I appreciated that so much, because I think as a sister, I always like admire so many things about my sister, but we never like communicate that with each other. And I thought that was really interesting how she portrayed that in the book. And I don't know why that's a thing, but it made me realize maybe I should like tell my sister the things that I admire about her, you know?
Yeah. That's
I
cool.
love that.
Yeah. Let's see what you guys like. Yeah.
Yeah, so touching.
It was. It was so hard to see though. Like she loved her kids so much, but she just was consumed by her own
Addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, breaks my heart.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ever since I was young, I loved swimming, loved the beach. It just like, yeah.
Yeah, the setting was great. I loved the setting a lot. I've never been to Malibu, but it made me want to go.
I know.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Next girls trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I know.
From like the moment I started it, I was like, this is great writing. Her writing is just
It's so
good.
Good. Like I was gonna say when Liv was saying her favorite point or part was like what was so interesting is like I knew when we were reading about them and how the relationship started, there was this part of me that knew I was like, hey, this Mick guy is like I know he's gonna be trouble.
Yeah.
Like I just you knew it, but like at the same time, I still simultaneously was totally rooting for him and June. And like I feel like that's when you know it's such a great writing is because it's like I still was like, oh my gosh, I'm swooning over this right now. Like I fell for it. Like I knew, like June did. You know what I mean? Like it's so good.
Right. Like the part
her
parents trying to warn her, like this guy is trouble or that, and she just, I'm like, oh no, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like when you get older, you start to realize that like that your parents. I don't know. That's something I really realized when I got older is how much that my parents were like, hey, this probably isn't the right like guy for you. And I wouldn't listen to them. And then he'd break my heart. And then I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
But I think that's what Taylor Jenkins Reid is so good at is she's so good at making characters feel human and you see their flaws, but you kind of like love them for it or at least can understand them for it. I just think she does such a good job at making her characters feel so human.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like part of me too though was like I knew kind of like what was gonna happen. I was like, oh, this is just gonna go downhill, which kind of frustrating because I was like, I'm just rooting for them. And then you had like the unplanned pregnancy part trope, and I was like, kind of rolled my eyes at that, which it kind of the way it came together was good. But when I first heard about it, I was like, really? Like I was kind of frustrated with that part, but I mean it's fine, but my favorite.
You kind of like had to know that was like what was going on, you know. I feel
that was like part of the point of the book is like I think one of them said, I think it was it Casey, about like it doesn't matter like what bonds you as like family and siblings, but it's just the fact that you are like bonded. So I understood the point of it. It was just like
yeah.
Yeah, the party was like not my fave.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. I have a question about that, but I definitely agree.
Good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
She's too naive and willing to give in and
I did like though how it was, I mean, it took place when did they meet? Like what year? I don't know. I guess like 50s something, 50s, 40s.
Yeah, that would have been right.
Yeah. So I liked how it showed how, you know, she was like going to wait for marriage and stuff. And then like, even though she did, well, actually she didn't wait till marriage, did she? No. Yeah. But I just thought it was so interesting to see like how different that things are for relationships back in like the 40s and 50s, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That was way more like of a scandal.
Yeah. Oh, Nina is amazing. I
Oh
love
my
her so
gosh,
much.
literally, like, just goddess.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I did not
It's
like
so
put
good.
any faces to the names really, except for Nina and her sister, but I could see
That's
that for sure.
That's so funny. I love that. Oh my gosh, that's
Oh my
awesome.
God, it was just gorgeous.
Jealous.
cool.
Sorry, I'm gonna miss a bunch of y'all's comments. I'm trying.
You're
Oh,
good. You're good. Yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree.
She writes like depth. You know what I mean? And like
hmm
she makes like gray characters. It's not like just blatant like bad ones or good ones. They
right.
like even Mick, like as much as I hated him, but like he I don't know, he had a story. You know what I mean? Like there was a
hmm
reason behind what he did. It's just so good.
It's
Yeah,
like the inner monologue that she writes for the characters is just
I love it.
what's
Yeah. And how she like seamlessly integrates the inner monologue with like what's happening and conversations. I just it's incredible. I could never do it. I just
No,
it's so smooth and you can
it's next
track it
level.
and yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on since we were talking about the party part, what was
Mhm.
your least favorite part of this book or moment of this book?
Mm, I feel like maybe this is because I listened to the audiobook, but I feel like the party part was just a whole blur up until the dad got there. So I
Yeah.
felt like it kind of lost me a little bit. And I was like, okay, they always throw a party every summer, blah, 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 whatever. And then it went downhill. So I
Mhm.
just kind of, I don't know, I kind of like blanked out on that part. So something like lost me along the way. And I'm not sure what it was, but that was probably my least favorite part.
Yeah. I Are we talking about the party now or should we wait? Is there another
No,
question?
I was just gonna. The other question was, what did you think about the party scene? Because that seems to be kind of a point of a lot of people not liking the book. So,
Okay, and you know what's interesting about that is like I was thinking about it so hard when I finished the book. And I part of like there's a big part of me that was like, what was the point of the party? I
mhm,
feel like this
mhm,
book could have done anything else. They could have like there was a lot of other things happening that were seamlessly like doing so well, and I feel like she didn't necessarily give as much information about like why the like what was the purpose of the party. Like we kind of
mhm,
understood the history of it, but I didn't really get like the purpose of it. And I don't know, like part of me is like was it a metaphor where like all of the scenes that happened with all the different chaotic people in their lives, like as it's like this it's building this like tension until the house is on fire and
mhm.
everything is destroyed. And so like I don't know, part of me feels like it was this like it was supposed to be used as this like metaphor, but I still feel like I'm hazy on like how to link it
Mhm.
properly.
Mhm.
But I don't know that I liked the scenes about the party because you could just for me it really lent itself to the very end, which was just like it was so crazy and chaotic, and maybe that's like how their lives were operating all the time was like within this chaos, but they had to hold it together until finally it
Right.
was done. I don't know, but
Yeah.
then I have more thoughts about the fire too. But I would say my least favorite part, if I had to pick one, I actually didn't think about this until you brought it up, Liv. But the fifth sibling does feel a little like it was felt like a little forced. I feel like she handled it well, but if anything, I felt like she could have not made it happen, and I would have liked the book just as much.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think that from what a lot of I read from a lot of people's reviews is that it was hard to follow because there were so many people, and I agree. I wish that I would have known, like I wish there would have been like a bow on top of like how the party was supposed to be relating to the story, because I do think that there was intention in it, but I'm not exactly sure like what the intention was. And I think if there was something that would have tied it together, I feel like I would have appreciated it more. But
mhm,
it was like there were so many different points of views, and then you were like, wait, who is this person again? And it was kind of like jumping back and forth. So I didn't
mhm.
really I definitely agree that that part felt just a little jumbled and like not as needed. um But yeah, and the
Yeah.
fifth sibling thing, I think to me, like the biggest thing that showed was how much of a horrible person that the dad was, that he's just like having sex with women and not caring that, like, I don't know. This is something that drives me crazy, is when men think that a pregnancy is not their responsibility. It's the woman's responsibility because she's the one that carries the child. But I think that showed like he didn't care. He didn't care. Like,
yeah.
And so
she really drove home that part. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That he didn't care. Yeah.
He was horrible.
Literally the worst person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, one other thing that I wanted to mention, that I think was interesting, and I do think it has a point to the story, but there wasn't a huge diverse cast. I mean, we did have like the sister who I think was leaning towards being gay, lesbian, but I'm not exactly sure if there was as much diversity as the story could have had. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean,
there was one Black character that I saw.
Rich white people like at a party, and yeah. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's supposed to be like famous celebrities, and back in like the 80s, really a lot of them were white, so like I get that, but yeah,
right,
just something to think about.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's see.
Well, her friend had a rich cultural background. She was like from Israel, or she had and then the person she was dating, he was black, right? Yeah.
So he was the only one that I saw as being like, you know, a person of color besides her. I'm not exactly sure of her friend's ethnicity, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, exactly.
But I felt like I do feel like I don't know, I felt like she painted his character well enough, like to the point where I already hated him. Like nothing was going to change my mind.
Yeah.
Even like that extra. But I do agree with you. I think that's a really good point. In that it shows, that he just didn't care.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was just hard to keep up with because it was like two separate things almost, you know?
Yeah. Like, I kind of love like when books do that though, when they throw in like random people and stuff like that. I do for some reason, but
yeah, the end where they're all like, you're going
that's a good point.
And this and this and this. I was like, okay.
Yeah, the police were like such like douchebags, to be honest. How they arrested just 3 random people who were just telling them like, go take care of this, come on, and they're like, you're arrested.
Yeah, I think that because she was a woman and because she was also, you know, not white, that it showed just like the corrupt, and then like the police like basically got their butts kissed by Mick, and then like they were fine. Yeah,
and I liked the part where I think it was accurate, the part where it was talking about how they like knocked on the doors, but if they would have gone to like any other neighborhood, it would have been handled differently.
I like that too.
Yes, I agree with that.
Oh my gosh. I was like thinking about this as a movie like the whole time.
Oh my gosh, it would be such a good movie, or like a mini series on TV or
mini series. It gave me Little Fires Everywhere kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Like that drama. Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
Everyone's saying it was like representing the chaos.
Yeah. Love it.
Oh yeah,
gosh,
I noticed
that.
That was so funny.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, but I feel like if they had brought her in earlier, then you just would have been like overloaded with all the characters.
Yeah, maybe.
And yeah, it just wasn't necessary.
Yeah,
it probably would have become a bigger plot point than it needed to be. I liked that it wasn't a main plot point personally.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. So, I was gonna ask, what's your favorite and least favorite? I mean, obviously, I feel like it's kind of obvious, but maybe like give your reasons. What's your favorite character and your least favorite character?
Oh man.
Nina and Mick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I liked HUD. I thought HUD was sweet and thoughtful and like
Cute little
everything that
Hufflepuff.
everything that Mick should have been.
Yeah.
He was. And I loved it at the end. His brother's name was Jay, right? I think.
Yeah.
That Jay was like realizing that like he should have, like, if there was anyone in his life he should have looked up to, it was HUD or whatever. He said something like that at the end, and I just loved that. I thought he was just great. I thought he was a great contrast to the crappy person that was Mick. One of my favorite, I mean, Nina was amazing, and just everything. Or no, least favorites. Brandon. If we didn't pick Mick, Brandon, and also what was her name? Carrie. Yeah, they can get bent by.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he was such a like. I just hated how in the end he like was drunk. He like drunk himself because like Nina wouldn't take him back, and then he's like, "I'm gonna go run to the love of my life," and he went running back. I was like, "What?"
I know. What is wrong with you?
Ew,
horrible.
He's gross.
And like I liked that. Like I feel like once again, like that character was utilized though to show that like he thought he was like great, and like there were like good there were good parts about him that he like up until the point that he freaking cheated on her and left. But like ultimately, I don't know, because he wasn't. I feel like Mick was worse. I mean, they both were terrible, but I don't know. Like I thought it was an interesting like additional perspective of just kind of another man who is ridiculous, and awful,
narcissistic.
Yeah.
What about you, Liv? What are your thoughts on some of the characters?
I learned everything Zoe said. Brandon was dumb.
Yeah.
Mick was frustrating. Nina was great. She's my favorite female. Kit had some good points. She definitely, I feel like, because wasn't she the youngest or something?
Yeah, that chaotic young sister energy. I love it.
So cute.
Like had personality or like humor, but otherwise I agree with what you said. So
yeah, I think Mick was just like such a narcissistic POS, and I mean, even him like coming to the party, and there were so many times where it just drives me crazy. His like inner monologue of him justifying why, like, my parents weren't that bad, or my parents were worse than this, and like justifying why he's like a better parent and stuff. He just
so bad.
He was so bad, and like saying, I'm like coming to make amends. Like they should want to be friends with me because like that's what kids should do with their parents, and it's like,
oh my god, I literally like I was seething. It was just
me too. What do you think is I mean I feel like it's pretty obvious, but what do you think his purpose was for coming to the party? His actual like, because I think he said why, but like what do you really think was the reasoning behind him coming?
I lost because I felt like there was a turning point inside of him where he like wanted to reconcile, but I didn't see that. It was just kind of like he showed up, and obviously he wants to like get to know his kids and everything. I was like, okay, but I didn't see that like inner turning point, so it was like hard to believe that it was genuine. So I mean, I kind of I feel like maybe you guys have some insight, but I was like, okay, just showed up. Hey kids. Like
my insight is that go ahead.
I mean, he did say like he realized that he was a bad father and, you know, wanted to make up and whatever, but okay, so like I don't know.
Yeah, my insight is that a narcissist is a narcissist, and they want their ego stroked at any point, and they're going to use their children to do it. Like I literally don't think that there was any genuine or kind. I think she did a great job of portraying that he believed he was genuine and kind, but no way. No, literally, like that's just what when you are a narcissist, that is what you believe. So
Yeah. I definitely think that she did a great job of showing how through and through, even though he thought that he was being like a really good guy, he kept justifying it because he could never face, because he's a narcissist, he could never face that he was a bad person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely agree. I think the reason that he came was all for his own good and not his children. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see.
Good times.
I was just reading that. Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Get
Like
his
when,
little need in there and then he's gone.
yeah, I mean, he, like, that's the thing. Like, I mean, it was everything Nina said. So it's like, I'm not saying anything new, but like, he at that moment he was like, oh, I want my kids, I need my kids, I get to dictate when they get to be in my life.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how it works when you're a parent. Yeah. Like,
and then the end where he's like, he just, I can't stand him, where he's leaving and he's like, oh, like, it's better for my kids, like, I'm doing what's right for my kids.
Oh my God.
Leaving again. Like,
I audibly
incredible.
like had to, I had to get up and I was pacing. I was literally like, oh my God,
yeah,
I can't right now.
He's definitely one of those characters that I don't think I've ever been more like upset at, because he's just so incredibly selfish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God, let's not talk about The Sims.
Yeah, don't get Zoe on The Sims. So some of you are kind of thinking that he was actually missing them and stuff.
Yeah, which all of that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give me, I mean,
Absolutely.
I could go in. Yeah.
Yeah, I
no,
totally
I
agree.
mean, I'm like trying to figure out how
I know.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm just gonna say, like, I had a fairly similar experience growing up, and I'll just be transparent and say it. And so, like, reading this book, I think the reason it resonated with me so much was because, I mean, everything that she said to him, everything that they said to him in the end was just like everything that I've personally fought to figure out this year through therapy and through talking with you guys and just like in this healing process. And it's like when you're raised by someone like this, like it does a number on you. It changes your life. And a lot of what was just said, like she has had to go through that, or she has had to interview tons and tons of people who have gone through that, because I felt like she literally like opened up my brain and was like, I was freaked out, honestly. I was like, wait, I was not prepared for this. I didn't think he was gonna like come back. Like, I didn't think that they were gonna have this like reckoning with him at all. I thought they were gonna maybe do it like within themselves, but for them to have that just like catalyst moment of talking to him was so powerful.
Yeah. And I think like it's one of those things that when you grow up in a household like that, you always want to have that moment. And I think showing it I'm like getting goosebumps from it, but like showing that in a book for people that can read that and be like, I can do this. Like, I can, like, seeing the strength that Nina had, I feel like it could help a lot of people. And not only that, I think it could help people realize that they might have someone in their life that is a narcissist and see that behavior and be like, that sounds awfully familiar. You know?
Yeah.
Yes. That's actually such a good point. I mean, because I'm 29 and I didn't know what that was until literally this year of my life. And so like, I hope that there's someone out there who is able to read this and feel seen and heard and validated and empowered. Oh my God, I was sobbing. I was like just sobbing at just like the power that came from their conversations. So
yeah, it was really great. I liked this part too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I've kind of been waiting to like, but just like the symbolic nature of like the fire and I was I was a little proud of myself because I'm not always good at like seeing that stuff. Like I try to, but sometimes but like I was so proud of myself because like even when the fire happened, I was like, I literally thought to myself, I was like, okay, this is bad. Like fire is bad. And I was like, okay, this goes to represent, you know, how he basically set their lives in flames. You know what I mean? And like it was such a consistent way, like it was a beautiful way in a really sad way for him to leave, to just like, that's what he was best at, right? Like walking away, and setting everything on fire and not caring and not even knowing, like not even thinking twice that that's what he did. But also like at the same time, I was like, but how cleansing. Like now they're getting rid of all of the bad, because like, right, everyone just tore their house apart. Like now they've got to rebuild that again. But in a way, he was able, and through like their conversation with him, to like have a cleansing moment too, and be like, this is a different start. And she even said that at the end of the book. I was so proud of myself, because I was like, you don't only think about as fire as being cleansing, but like in that moment, I was like, that's exactly what they needed. Like, and like what poetic justice for him to have been that catalyst for them to like become, like have a fresh start. I don't know. It just was so good.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a reason, like actually it's funny because my therapist wants me to write letters to people that have hurt me and then burn it. And I think there's a reason. She's always like, have you burned it yet? Have you burned it yet? And I think there's a reason. Like there's something about just like cleansing, about burning something like that, you know? So
so much. Agree. Love that.
I also thought it was interesting that he started this fire that like, I mean, fires in that part of the country can do so much damage and like affect so many people. And I liked how that was kind of like a little bit of a metaphor for him affecting his kids, and how they like this cycle of abuse and narcissism, and how that can be just like something that affects so many people, just like a wild, well, not a wildfire in this case, but like a fire, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a really good point. Like the ripple effect that it has. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't read that book, but yeah.
Totally.
So good.
Yeah, I really want to read it. Didn't one of you guys get that for me? Or did someone else get that for me? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. Maybe. It is good though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Mean Girls. Like it's gonna be the Mean Girls ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should watch the Hulu show, Little Fires.
It is very good.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep. I know.
Yeah. Honestly, like all those children, I mean, granted, like, I don't know, they were the exception. You know what I mean? Like the fact that they all turned out fairly well, like obviously there were still some like kind of things that they were dealing with individually, but like, you know, they really, man, just like what a cool thing to see the children like be strong. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's really difficult, and you see it time and time again. Like I said, this cycle of abuse is something that is so hard to break out of. And when you see it happen, like, and I think this book did such a good job of showing it, it's just, I mean, it's powerful. It really is. So yeah. Brooke Shields. I love Brooke Shields.
I didn't know
Her
that.
life is, by the way, if you ever are looking to go down rabbit hole, Brooke Shields' life is so sad.
What was she in? Was she in like Baywatch or something? I can't remember.
She might have been. She was in here. I'll pull up a picture.
Okay.
I was like, I know the name, but
yeah, she was gorgeous. She was like a child model, and
yeah, I remember her being like
do some bad things
pretty.
to her.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. Like she's so freaking pretty. Can you see that?
Yeah. So pretty.
All right. Let's see. Let me see. Do you guys have any more questions that we wanted to talk about? Or any other points?
No, just that I love this book.
What'd
you say?
I mentioned something earlier, Zoe, about like if there was a sport when we were young that bonded us family or friends, or I don't know, because I liked the surfing aspect. I thought that was really, I kind of wish there had been more of that. But I mean, I took gymnastics and swimming. I was never on a swimming team, so I can't really say like I bonded with anyone that way. But gymnastics, I feel like you bond with people because it's like more of a mental thing and like cheering each other on and stuff. Because you can have like a really good mental day with it, or you can have like a really bad one. So yeah, gymnastics was that for me, was like the surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how like empowering sports can be, like doing sports. And so I liked the fact that like that's something that they all kind of like ended up doing. And I feel like it was a catalyst for them gaining like their independence and also bonding. So I don't know.
Yeah. And I liked how like in the end, when she was like talking with her dad and stuff, like that's what she brought out. And you could tell like that was their way of coping with all that they've gone through, you know? So which I think is a really good thing about sports. I unfortunately never really had that type of experience with sports. I had like traumatic experiences with sports, but I can definitely see how you would find like healing in that.
Sports were hard for me too. I felt mostly embarrassed.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I played. I didn't do sports for a long time because I was like the chubby girl, and so it was just like sports was such a target, and if I ever tried to play a sport, and that's when I started pursuing music anyway. But then I ended up joining my high school's tennis team. And I was like #1 doubles with my partner for 2 years in a row. And we were a terrible tennis team, like really bad. Like being #1 doubles is not that impressive on how bad our team was, but it was so much fun. And there was a part of it that felt really like I was like, oh, I have something else within me that feels, I don't know, that is powerful and able to do this. And there's this like, there's a little bit of that semblance of empowerment, I feel like. Or like, I mean, Kaylin, you did like Spartan races. I don't know if you had the same experience, but like when I did a Spartan race, like that was one of the most, like my first one was like so empowering. Just so like, I just did that. Like, because it was such a mental feat too. So just interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably the only, oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's how it was like with every skill that you master in gymnastics. It's kind of like, once you get that one down and you land on your feet every single time, then it's kind of like you move on to the next thing. But
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say Spartan races were probably the only thing that ever really gave me like confidence when it comes to sports. And I don't know, like Spartan races, you feel so, even though you're not like, and I never raced to be like #1 or anything like that, but there's no way. But
no.
Just doing it, like there were certain things that I was so good at, and I remember like people were impressed, and I was like, I just did that, and like I felt so good about myself because I'm like, I am a strong female, like I can jump over this high wall that not these like puny little guys can do. So
oh my god, so good. My favorite was like the crawling under the barbed wire and then like just getting totally scratched up, and I'm like, I don't care.
So there's something about like getting your hands dirty, getting bruises, like getting scrapes. I don't know, that like I totally agree. There's something about it that makes you feel like alive and like I can do stuff, you know?
Yeah, there's
totally
to like gymnastics too, because if I would land wrong all the time, you're just that much closer to actually like getting it right, and so it's like, oh, I was like closer today, and then like this build
practice
master. So.
Tennis,
nice. Oh man, play.
I wish I would have played tennis. I played golf, but not tennis.
It's fun. I've never played golf. We'll teach each other.
Okay. I mean, I've played tennis if you'd like casually, and I'm not good at it. Yeah. Definitely agree.
It's heavy.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much.
Sweet. That's so sweet.
I played guitar.
Go ahead. You played guitar?
And piano.
Oh, nice. Oh my gosh, look at you guys. We're all musicians. When we get together, we're writing a song.
Oh yeah, because I play piano, guitar, and then we have a singer. I'll be like also in the background, like humming along.
Perfect. I love it. I have to say, like, one other reason I love this book is because I have 2 brothers and a sister. So there's 4 of us in the family, and I have a little sister who's like, she's 9 years younger than I am. And Kit was like so much like my little sister Avery. It was so, oh my God, it killed me. I was like, this is literally perfect, like younger sister, chaotic, just bold energy. 100% my sister.
Yeah,
so
it's
yeah,
funny because I feel like my sister, I'm obviously the oldest, and I definitely like related to Nina the most, like having to kind of like take charge and that kind of thing. And my sister is so much like the younger sister too, which I think is so funny. I feel like it's always the youngest sibling that has that like personality. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
I was gonna say, Liv, you're the youngest. Do you feel like that?
I forgot about that.
No, but I feel
she's like, no.
But I do have 4. There's 4 of us, so
I love that.
That's so interesting. Well, is there anything else we want to wrap up with this book? Any other final thoughts?
I don't
know.
Someone in the comments has like something we didn't touch on.
Yeah.
I feel like I could talk about this book for so long.
I know. There's so many like, I mean, I didn't even ask the question about like themes and stuff like that, which I forgot, but there's like, I feel like this could be a book you could talk about for another like hour, you know?
Yeah. I think if anything, like, I don't know, like how do I do this without being like cheesy, but just saying like, if you have someone who is in your life that feels like Mick, like, I think it's really hard to identify narcissistic people in your life because it's not as obvious as someone who's like physically, I mean, though some narcissists are physically abusive, but like the verbal and the mental and the emotional turmoil is so real, and it should never be like dismissed. Like it's it's a lot.
And a lot of times I think that he was like a very, like, if I could say a more obvious one, I feel like he would be a more obvious narcissist because of how he treated his kids. But I think most of the time, I think narcissists are very quiet about being narcissists. Like, you wouldn't know it unless you're really close with them. So
100%.
I think this would be a really good book for someone who you might suspect has someone in their life that is like that, because I think showing the inside monologue, that makes you realize maybe this person is a narcissist, you know? So, yeah. Anyways, I'm so glad to hear that you guys loved it so much.
Yeah, me too.
And so again, we're doing the Final Girl Support Group as our next book, and then we're skipping a book for September. And then we are going to do a book in October, but we haven't quite nailed that one down. So we'll let you guys know when we figure that one out. But for right now, just Final Girl Support Group. But
yeah, we'll be together in September to do some type of like fun live. So
so excited.
Yeah, me too. It'll be fun. And we'll try to let you guys know like ahead of time on our Instagrams and stuff. What the day is exactly, but yeah, it'll be fun. So anyways, I think that's it, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
It was super fun.
Guys, about this book.
So
all right, well, we'll see you in September.
Yay! Oh my gosh, when we're all together. Okay, bye. Or no, sorry, after that.
After that.
I just got so excited.
Twice in September, though. So.
Yeah, that's true. Double whammy.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.